points off your, whatever, how you get so many points on your license, and if you use up your points, then you're out of business for a while. Well, I don't know, to me, taking a parking spot that's set aside for people with disabilities, and when there's no need of it, and you don't have that situation, is just as serious an offence as driving too fast on a Trans-Canada highway, and I think we get down to 12 points each, or whatever it is. Somebody, if there was proper enforcement of that, it wouldn't be long before, whether they wanted to or not, people in that would realize that their driving privileges were in jeopardy and might start to smarten up.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah?
Yeah, I'll just to make one other point around this, like there's two separate issues, of course. There's one is the issue of the fines and people parking where they're not supposed to be parking, and what those fines are and the inconsistencies. The other issue we have, of course, though, are facilities, whether it be government-owned facilities or whether it be private facilities and parking lots that do not have the appropriate blue zones. They may not be painted, they may not be the right width, there may not be curb cut downs, there may not be permanent vertical signage. And as Earl said, I had a situation a couple of years ago where I actually parked in the blue zone because there was a bit of snow. I couldn't even see it until I drove out, and then the tyre marks took it away. I could see I was in a blue zone because there was no signage. So, these are real issues, and it comes down to enforcement. We got one person, we have one person in place with the Department of Service Newfoundland and Labrador. He looks after from here to Clarenville. Now you tell me where the enforcement is to on blue zones and making sure that businesses and facilities are up to par. We got one guy to cover the entire from here to Clarenville. Not acceptable.
Okay. Mr. Jackman?
So, to Paul's comment, so if you put another 4 people in there, will that solve the problem? I doubt it. I just think there's no one in this province that doesn't know what that spot is when you see that blue zone. Everybody in this province knows exactly what it is. And to park there, to me, is just total disrespect. Totally disrespect. And you can find them, but I also think a large part of that has to be around educating and just people generally saying it's unacceptable.
It's not the issue of people parking illegally. That is an issue. The issue is that facilities do not have blue zone parking, or they don't have signs. So people, in the winter time, you can't even see where the blue zone is too. So there's two separate issues, I would say, Mr. Minister, there. People parking illegally, that's one, and the fines should be adequate, they should be consistent. But the other issue is having the appropriate blue zones in place with the proper signage, the proper markings, the right widths, the curb cut downs. If not, they're useless to even have them there.
Which everybody is obligated to do under the current legislation. But
So,
they don't do it because you don't have the enforcement.
should we go back to the audience then? That's the point I'm getting over here. Okay.